What's going on, you bunch of heathens? Today we are checking out another Popo-Medic video. This one is called The Deadliest Cartel Shootout, 700 Sicarios versus 35 Special Forces. Hell of a fucking title, and it sounds fucking insane, to tell you the truth. Like, damn. The original video will be linked down below, so make sure you guys go and check it out. And I personally do recommend Popo-Medic. I love his videos. They're nice and short and sweet. Pretty fucking good. Yeah, let's jump straight in.
Thursday, October 17th, 2019. A convoy of Mexican
this is recent.
pushed their way through the Tres Rios neighborhood.
Did I hear about this?
Culiacan.
I may have.
Storm a safe house, capturing Ovidio Guzman Lopez, the son of El Chapo.
Yeah, I've seen this video.
What was meant to be a quick capture-kill mission quickly turned into an all-out war.
Oh, I've heard of this. Yeah, this turned to fucking shit. I think they ended up having to let him go because, like, they were just killing anyone and everyone.
Within minutes, over 700 Sicarios and convoy after convoy.
Yeah, I saw a video of this.
Surrounded the Special Forces team, trapping them within the safe house. And after a hellish 7-hour siege of the city, the Mexican government was left with little choice. Release Ovidio, or everybody dies.
Epic fucking soundtrack into this.
By 2019, 28-year-old Ovidio Guzman Lopez was no longer just El Chapo's son, but one of the most powerful men in the Sinaloa cartel. And with his father serving a life sentence in the United States, Ovidio and his brothers, Los Chapitos, assumed control over key factions of the cartel's operations, which was mostly the brothers indulging in products, but ensuring his father's empire remained intact.
Really surprised me.
Extended his role far beyond trafficking and became a financier, a strategist, and an enforcer, managing the cartel's cash flow, product distribution, and security infrastructure. Under his leadership, the cartel expanded its influence, fortified its operational networks, and ensured that law enforcement could never get too close. His recruitment of young, highly armed Sicarios, coupled with his use of sophisticated technology, made him a new breed of cartel boss, one who relied on both raw firepower and encrypted communication to stay ahead of authorities. And at the same time, then President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, we'll call him President.
Yeah, like, holy shit. Cartels, the tech that they fucking use, some of it's super low tech, but other times it's like, what the fuck? Because they bring in so much money, they're able to fucking do the expenditure on it to be able to spend money on this tech. Like, it's fucking insane to me, the amount of tech those guys can use and they get a hold of.
Fucking Obrador had taken a soft approach to cartel violence, shifting away from the military-driven crackdowns of previous administration.
No, you don't let up.
Policy of hugs, not bullets, prioritized de-escalation over direct confrontation, which inadvertently allowed the Sinaloa cartel to grow even stronger. Imagine that. With less
imagine that.
Pressure,
like, you can't actually think for a second that that would actually fucking work. Why would it ever fucking work? And it's just really sad that a lot of people had to die to very obviously show that it didn't work. That's sad.
Los Chapitos cemented their control, expanded smuggling corridors, and solidified their dominance over rival factions. And Ovidio was especially careful in securing the cartel's infrastructure. His use of high-tech communication networks made it difficult for authorities to track his movements, as he and his associates relied on phantom-secure encrypted mobile phones, which were modified to be untraceable, and private radio networks to block surveillance efforts. These counter-surveillance
when you got the kind of fuck you money that the cartel has, they can.
Ensuring that law enforcement was always playing catch-up. However, while Mexico hesitated, the DEA had already marked Ovidio as a high-value target, and U.S. authorities had been tracking his movements since the day of El Chapo's arrest, anticipating
Smart.
that he would step up to fill the power vacuum left by his father. And the U.S. Department of Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control formally designated Ovidio as a key lieutenant of the Sinaloa cartel under the Foreign Narcotics Kingpin Designation Act, a designation that greenlit international indictments against Ovidio and his associates. But taking down Ovidio would be no simple task. The Sinaloa cartel was no longer just a criminal empire. It was a paramilitary force, an underground shadow government. And by many accounts, Obrador's administration feared that attempting to detain Ovidio would trigger a war in Culiacan, a city where the cartel held more influence than the government itself. But despite—
I'm sorry, and you really want to fucking make me believe that this kind of organization that has this amount of power to where the government is scared to act against them? You want me to believe that they are not a terrorist organization? Or at least equivalent to what? You really want me to believe that? Like, what? How are they not designated that? You have the government afraid to work against them in this shit. They are able to kill cops, military, government leaders like it's nothing, and that's not terroristic behavior?
Despite these fears, U.S. pressure continued to mount, and the DEA had built a solid case linking Ovidio to multi-ton shipments of narcotics flooding into the United States. The indictment was sealed, and Mexico's law enforcement signed the arrest warrant, and the plan was set in motion. But before we get into the operation, a quick word from the sponsor of today's video.
Ooh.
Aura.
Damn.
In today's
Actual
world,
sponsor.
Data brokers hold information on over 500 million people, each with thousands of data
4 months old?
points.
Cool.
This
I'll sit here and watch.
$319 billion industry is rapidly growing and with little regulation. With data breaches and cybersecurity threats on the rise, it's hard to really know how secure your information is. But with Aura, you'll feel confident that your information is secure because Aura does it all in one convenient place and works around the clock to protect and keep your data and personal information away from data leaks and data brokers. And by automatically opting out of data broker lists, Aura has significantly reduced the number of robocalls that I receive, giving me a peace of mind and helping secure my information. But that's not all they do. Aura provides comprehensive protection that includes antivirus software, a VPN for secure browsing, secure password management, identity theft insurance, and even credit monitoring, all in one single app. You don't need to manage multiple subscriptions to multiple apps on your phone. Aura consolidates everything you need into one convenient platform, saving you time, money, and storage. If you'd like to stick it to robocallers and protect your information.
No, weirdly enough, I don't really get robocalls anymore. Mainly texts nowadays.
A 2-week free trial. Simply go to aura.com/popomedic or click the link in the description and protect you and your family's information today. This highly sensitive operation was to be handled by
Also, I may have to check out his most popular one where the Army Rangers smoked Crips. I may have to check that one out because I'm thinking back on it. I don't think I ever actually watched the video. I think it was my dad who showed it to me, and I wanted to check it out at a later date, but I don't think I ever ended up doing so. So I may actually have to check it out because it could be pretty interesting. Like, I think I remember vague parts of it when my dad tried showing me, but I wasn't really paying attention at the time, I don't think.
Mexico's elite special forces unit, the GAFE, a highly trained division within the Mexican army, and their orders were clear. Hit Ovidio's safe house
M60.
in the upscale Tres Rios neighborhood of Culiacan and capture him, dead or alive. And on October 17th, the day of the operation, a convoy of 35 police officers and special forces operators.
Yeah, I think I saw. I watched this video.
2:30 p.m.
Not this one in particular. I saw the actual raid. I watched the raid video.
The safe house, detaining Ovidio within minutes.
Yep,
but
this
by
part.
2:35 p.m., 700 Sinaloa cartel gunmen began to mobilize, and within 30 minutes, hundreds of heavily armed Sicarios flooded the streets, employing improvised armored vehicles, 50 caliber rifles, rocket launchers, and heavy machine guns.
Yeah.
Effectively besieging the city.
Yeah, look at that. That fucking that amount of firepower is insane for a criminal organization who's so open about what they do. Like, that is insane.
30 minutes of Ovidio's capture, and the Special Forces team within the safe house had no choice but to establish a defensive perimeter as it became effectively trapped with Ovidio. By 3:30 p.m., Culiacan is fully under siege. Cartel forces attacked military units across the city.
Is that a 1919?
Attempting to reach the Special Forces unit, holding Ovidio, are blocked by roadblocks, of burning vehicles, or outright ambushed and forced to retreat. By 4 p.m., a full-scale war breaks out in Culiacan. Military outposts and police stations are targeted by cartel forces. Gunfights erupt across the city, trapping civilians within the chaos, and reports surface that cartel gunmen are beginning to storm military housing complexes, capturing soldiers and their families. And by
Yeah, totally not, you know, terrorist behavior. And totally something hugs, not bullets, will totally fucking
by 5
solve.
p.m., confirmed hostages are taken, with reports indicating that at least 8 soldiers have been abducted. Then, by 5:13 p.m., the cartel sends a message to the government: release Ovidio or executions will begin. And as 6 p.m. approached, the Mexican military becomes overwhelmed, and reports still indicate that cartel reinforcements are still arriving. And
How the
worst
fuck are you overwhelmed
is yet to
already?
come. And
Like,
President
Jesus.
Obrador is briefed on the situation. Military commanders warn that a prolonged fight will result in mass casualties, including civilians, police, and soldiers. And by 7 p.m., the decision is made. Ovidio Guzman will be released. Reluctant, the Special Forces team obliged, cutting Ovidio loose. And upon his release, the cartel's immediate de-escalation of hostilities allowed the Special Forces team to withdraw from the area.
Yeah, but they're so fucked. Like, if it's gonna get out their names. Oh my God. Did that happen? I don't know. Ah, shit. Makes me wonder what would have happened if they caught him dead instead of alive.
Relatively unscathed.
Yeah, but what about the aftermath?
Was already done. Ovidio just proved to the world that he has more power than his own government, and this sense of security only empowered the cartel to deepen their influence throughout Mexico. However, the United States government gave a stern
That's why you don't negotiate with terrorists. That's what that was.
warning to Ovidio. You're not more powerful than our government.
Oh, shit! Oh, that's baller.
By January of 2023, the US launched an operation that was much larger, more coordinated, and designed to be over before the cartel could even react. Dubbed Operation Mongoose Azteca, US intelligence pinpointed Ovidio at a new safe house in the Jesus Maria district of Culiacan, and on January 5th, the operation was a go. Mexican Special Forces
Oh, fuck, I didn't hear about this part.
mobilized into Jesus Maria. At precisely 6 a.m.
I gotta say, though, for those people who don't fucking go to the cartel and whatnot, it's kind of... Honestly, it's almost comparable. Yet again, why aren't they designated this already? It's comparable to ANA, like, interpreters and shit who worked with U.S. forces in Afghanistan. Because if they're caught, they're, like, you're gone. Like, nah, bro. This shit's insane. Y'all are fucking big ass balls.
Associated with Los Chapitos that was patrolling the area around the safe house. Within minutes, the convoy was wiped out, and the cartel gunmen never even saw it coming.
Good, how it should
With
be.
the outer security now compromised, Special Forces moved in on Ovidio's heavily fortified and guarded safe house, where the team was confronted by heavily armed Sicarios prepared for an attack, leading to an intense, close quarters battle, forcing the team to clear the safe house room by room, getting down cartel enforcers at close range.
Damn, is this actual footage?
The fight lasted for several minutes.
I think I may have, if that's real footage of it, I may have actually seen it, because I've seen Mexican Special Forces footage.
He was neutralized, and before he could react, he was grabbed, subdued, and dragged out of the house in handcuffs, where the teams exfiltrated immediately, escaping before the cartel was even notified. and by the time they realized what had happened, Ovidio was already gone.
So what they try doing?
The Special Forces team successfully captured Ovidio along with 18 of his associates. However, the raid resulted in the deaths of 10 soldiers, 19 suspected cartel members, and 1 police officer. And all hell broke loose
R.I.P.
in Sinaloa as the U.S. consulate in Hermosillo was fired upon, and fires and roadblocks once again shut down Culiacan. Even the Culiacan International Airport was temporarily closed after 2 planes, including an Aeromexico airliner and a military aircraft, were struck by gunfire. Ovidio was flown to Mexico City and then transferred to a federal social readaptation center, a maximum security prison in Juarez. Mexican Foreign Secretary Marcelo Ebrard confirmed an existing U.S. extradition request for Ovidio, though he also faced charges in Mexico. A federal judge placed him under a 60-day preventative detention to allow U.S. authorities to formalize their extradition petition.
Hell yeah.
By September 15th of 2023, Ovidio was extradited to the United States to face drug trafficking charges and arraigned in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Illinois, where he pleaded not guilty.
Ravi El Chapo's son Ovidio put on a private plane with a one-way ticket to Chicago. This 33-year-old son of the Sinaloa cartel kingpin.
We got that fucker.
At the federal lockup in downtown Chicago after a court arraignment on drug trafficking.
That would... No plea agreement. Yeah, just gotta say... Yeah, I gotta look into... I'm gonna have to look into it really quick. See what happened. But if there was a plea agreement, he would have to give up so much, and he would not have be able to go anywhere. Like, I doubt. Ooh.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that.
I did. Hold up. I gotta look into this. Let's finish it up.
There's a lot more mini docs in the works, and you don't want to miss them.
I'll let it finish out, but
on Instagram and on X as well. I'll see you guys.
I'll look into it really quick.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, so right here it says, it doesn't mention anything about February, but 2024, 2 days before the arrest of El Mayo and his brother, Joaquin, the Bureau of Prisons inmate records showed his status as released, but the Department of Justice said he remains in custody. During the hearing on the 21st of October, it was confirmed that Guzman and his brother were negotiating plea deals and were represented by the same attorney. Their next hearing was on the 7th of January, 2025. In May 2025, 17 of their relatives entered the U.S. escorted by American authorities. So, who actually knows what the fuck is going on? No, so I guess those SF soldiers who originally captured him were fine. I can't find anything, at least, that says anything about them. So that's good, at least. Can't at least have that. Yeah, that was really the deadliest shootout. Cartel shootout, 700 Sicarios versus 35 Special Forces. That was really fucking good. Make sure you check out the original video. It'll be linked down below for y'all. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of me. And until next time, you guys take care of yourselves. See ya.